r/AskReddit. Serious, what are some of the biggest mistakes people can make in their 20s? Not brushing your teeth. When my father passed away, I slept away each night without taking care of myself. I've had so many root canals, removals, and pain because of it, and it only hurts what little self-image I have of myself. When your teeth go, you smile less and hate yourself a little more every day. It just takes so much away from you. Please take care of those chompers. Edit. Thank you, everyone. I wish you all kindness and love. Take care of yourselves. For the majority of my friends in high school, it was trying heroin after experimenting with pills. Since then 6 have died and the rest are either struggling with their addiction or have completely ruined their lives. Edit. This is Central Eastern Kentucky. Taking your loved ones and your health for granted, spending too much. It's important to start getting into the habit of saving now. Though if you like to travel, do some traveling now when you're young and in good health. But travel frugally and safely, being too afraid to take chances, not thinking about what truly matters to you. Temporary instant gratification versus long-term gratification. What you would have wanted to experience, achieve if your life expectancy is cut short. Buying vehicles they can barely afford. Not realizing that the really nice cars also usually have really high insurance rates. I saw this happen to some friends in my late teens, early 20s. Coasting on their potential. It's easy to put off actually doing anything while you're still basking in the glory of being the smart kid at school or university. But then all of a sudden you're 29 and there are celebrities younger than you, and you find yourself wondering where to even get started. If you want something, the time to start working towards it is while you're young and hungry. Don't think that there is plenty of time to save for retirement. If it is possible for you to put something away on a regular basis, do it. The best time to start is when you get a job that offers you more pay than what you were getting. Take a percentage of the increase and start savings that right from the beginning. That helps make it such that you never miss it. Living a lifestyle you can't afford. Maxing out credit cards. Kids witness their parents opening up credit cards at major retail stores, not understanding what it means. Since most teens are inadequately prepared for handling finances fresh out of high school, opening credit cards is just what mom and dad always did. Fuck everything else in this thread. Take care of your teeth. Take care of yourself. Your habits now will follow you for a long time. I'm 27 and starting to realize this, so I'm trying to turn things around. Less drinking. More salads. Less carbs. etc. Also, don't waste money on stupid shit. If you're about to buy something stupid, just think, will I get annoyed at having this in 2 years? Falling out of the habit of exercising regularly. It's such an easier habit to maintain than it is to adopt in one's 30s. Edit. This comment isn't about weight loss. It's about exercise. You can all stop talking about limiting calories. I've literally been there and done that. Looking thin is not the only component to having a healthy body. Not taking advantage of your greatest asset. Time. When I was talking with an older friend who was very well off, millionaire, I jokingly said, "I'll trade you my age for your money." And his reply has always stuck with me. He said, "I can do more with your time than you can do with my money." I didn't take it as an insult, but as motivation to make the most of my time and not waste it. Get a DUI dwe. Just fucking coast through life waiting for something to happen. Nobody is gonna walk up to you and hand you a meaning to your life or a fulfilling career. Having a kid before being in a committed relationship, being married and being financially prepared. Forgetting about calling and visiting your parents. Seriously. It may sound weird, but when I was in my 20s I was so happy to be out of the house that I made the mistake of disconnecting with my mom and dad. I wish I would have done more. Not caring about credit score. Getting credit cards and maxing them out and not being able to keep up with the payments. I'm speaking from personal experience here. I was never taught to be financially responsible and it's been a hard lesson learned. I'm 35 now. My credit score is slowly creeping up. And I have a 3-year plan budget for home ownership. I'm literally a decade behind where I wanted to be. Not exercising. Never stop. Keep an active lifestyle if you can. It only gets harder and harder to get back into it. Edit. Exercise isn't the mistake. Stopping is. Racking up more school debt than they need to because they feel they need to stick it out at the expensive private college for whatever reason. Friends. Relationship. School reputation. Etc. Thinking that you either deserve or don't deserve things that happen to you. Don't be comfortable. Seriously. Be uncomfortable. Interview for a job that's out of your league. Ask the girl out that's out of your league. Apply for grad school that's out of your league. When the worst thing that can happen is the same as if you never tried. Try. Do. Edit typo. Silly phone. Not investing in yourself. Work out. Learn skills, professional and personal. Stop wasting time. Not wearing hearing protection in loud situations. The tinnitus is real. Man. MAWP. Going to law school and then dropping out in their last semester. Good luck finding a non-law job with law school on your resume. Even Marizo if you didn't finish. When you inevitably default on your student loans because you couldn't find a job. Now you can't qualify for the military or any other government jobs. Oh. And you also can't take out new loans to finish up school. Except now you can't finish school either because you only have 7 years from when you begin to finish. Source. I'm royally fucked and would be worth more money if I jumped off a bridge tomorrow. Loans have ballooned up to $300,000 and can't be discharged. Getting into a relationship with and so who has control issues. A lack of respect for personal boundaries is a serious red flag. The risks include depleted savings, ruined credit, damaged a career, frayed ties to family and friends, and ending up with one or more unplanned children. Serious advice. If a charming person is that red flag but you think you can manage it, don't even try. Not having the dedication to save and keep saving. I currently just got out of college and started to get into the rhythm of working after having a dry spell on applying places since December. I'm lucky I had some money to back up those months of not really being employed. Now that I started to get some income in, I'm trying so hard to put away those paychecks and hold on to them for when I want to find a house or for retirement fund. But I'm still in the mindset of if I see something I need it. Staying at a job too long. If you're not making more money or in line for promotion 30 months after you start, you'll likely be kept there for a while. Big salary changes these days pretty much only occur by job hopping, not contributing to their 401k IRA. If your company matches, max it out. 100% on ROI is basically unheard of long term, so it's free money. Pouring money into depreciating assets, expensive vehicles, large rent payments when cheaper options are available. Going to grad school just because you have no idea what you want to actually do. Have a purpose and goal. Know about a dozen people who went to law school just because, and had their life delayed heavily due to it. Letting your health deteriorate. You can't eat or drink like you were a teen. And health problems can sneak up on you. Nip it in the bud. Otherwise it will just get harder. Letting idealizations of someone blind your judgment. Marrying someone without knowing them as well as you should. Or overlooking red flags. Not using BC or a condom in one night stands. Or when with a partner you can't realistically see supporting and raising a kid with. Spend too much time trying to impress people on social media. Sacrifice learning for earning. Not saying you have to go to college, but you need to learn a marketable skill in a career that has a future. Working as a server, bartender or other similar job for easy money is not a viable long-term move. I see many 40-year-old servers who look 50 and hate life. 20s are a minefield. Everything you do determines a large chunk of your future. I'd say the most careful with drugs and relationships. In my 33 years those two things have been the most damaging and life dream threatening. Just my .02. Marry the first person that shows interest in them because they feel like it's their only chance to be with someone. And having kids immediately after. Because kids improve marriage. No. 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 Just no. Kids are cool. But as long as both parents fully participate and the baby puts an enormous strain even on a healthy relationship. MLMs. Wasting time. I wasted so much time, and here I am in the first year of college at 29 years of age while most of the people in my class are 18-19 years old. Staying in a mere relationship because they think that's as good as relationships get. Heavy drinking. You can waste away years of your life like this, thinking you're just partying. A good friend of mine recently came to terms with his alcoholism. Getting blackout drunk every week for nearly a decade is not normal. Edit. It's pretty incredible hearing everyone's stories. I'm sorry I can't reply to all of you, but I promise I will read every single one. As for my friend, he isn't exactly getting blackout drunk every week, but he's not doing great. He has admitted his problems but so far hasn't done anything to slow his drinking. He recently moved across the country, so there is little I can do. But these stories have definitely encouraged me to encourage him to seek help. Getting fat. I am 35 and fat, and people are disgusted by me and hate me. No one sits next to me on the bus, and when they have to, their revulsion is palpable. I never thought I would let myself go, but I did. I'm miserable with myself. Take care of yourself, or someday you'll be just like me. Going to college without a plan or moving towards an actually marketable degree just because it's what you think you should be doing because it's what everyone else is doing. Think that time is infinite. It gets faster when one gets older, and as soon as you know it, you hit your 30s. I know a lot of people who fucked up bad by marrying in their early 20s. I was one of them. For college students in engineering sciences, thinking their grades don't matter if they aren't interested in grad school. Don't slack off and be a C student if you can do better. That just finally stopped screwing my husband. Just losing yourself. People are mentioning exercise, hobbies, relationships, but those are just symptoms. Losing yourself is a fucking slow, gradual process until you are in your mid-30s and aren't doing shit with anything you liked for the past 3 decades. It's great to experiment on new things, and some childish things will fade away. But if you just keep moving around like a flea looking for a dog, you are just going to feel like a parasite on the ass of life. So if you like reading fantasy books, fucking do that shit. You like going boarding, go get some. But fucking don't just go to work, come home, listen to someone else's version of how things should be, and go to sleep. Fucking go out there and get a fucking life. Being in a relationship with the wrong person. Full disclosure, I'm still early in my 20s, but I've talked to a lot of older folks about this. I think people usually give one of two answers to this question. Either 1, spending too much time working is a huge mistake. Make sure you have tons of cool experiences before you run out of energy, or 2, spending all your money on transient experiences is a huge mistake. Make sure you save money, because those pictures of you at Burning Man aren't going to pay the bills in 10 years. In my experience, most people who recommend the first are those in a financially secure position who kind of regret not having more fun in their 20s. While those who recommend the second are having more trouble and regret not saving more money. Obviously what you actually want to do depends on your personality and situation. I think it's important to remember that you don't have to go fully in one direction or another. You can do things with friends or go to festivals and still save some money as long as you keep an eye on your finances. Even small amounts of money here and there build up, and then you'll have some to tide you over for when you're older and want to spend less time working. Not wearing a condom. Caring too much about other people's opinion. Get loans. Credit cards that they can't fully pay off. Spend more money than you truly have or make. I did all that. Now I'm punished by my own poor mistakes of trying to spend money with PPL who make way more. I got 2-3 more years and I'm paid off. The biggest mistake I made was living without purpose. I guess that resounds with any age though. Interestingly enough, I was afraid of being 30. So far, my 30s have been the best time of my life. Taking advice from people on Reddit. Not taking advantage of the freedoms you have now. Most people in their 20s aren't married or have kids. Enjoy it. Travel. Volunteer. Figure out who you are and what kind of person you want to be as you finish growing up. Don't saddle yourself down with a ton of responsibilities now because you will never be this young, this free, this full of energy, and have this many opportunities to grab life by the balls and enjoy yourself again. Pile up debts. Never ever do that. Ever. For anything and nobody. Never co-sign for a loan. I'm 28 this Friday and I'm still trying to repay the debts I piled up 8 years ago in just a few months. Never. Ever. Don't ever do heroin. I promise you. No matter how special, smart, witty, intelligent, whatever you are not the one magical person on earth who will be able to dabble with it and be just fine. Don't hang out with people that take hours to TXT you back. That when you hang out they are on their phones the whole time. Not realizing that all of the adult stuff older people like their parents have didn't just happen. You don't just get a house, or a family, or a car, or a career. You need to put a lot of effort into getting those things. That doesn't mean you need to start working on it as soon as you graduate high school, but it does mean that you need to at least understand that. Because you don't want to wake up one day when you're 35 still working the same dead-end job you had when you were 25 and living in the same tiny apartment in the cool part of town and wonder where all of your friends are. They left you behind. Because they realize that homes, families and careers don't just happen. Going to college because you think you have to. Or that you'll be a loser for the rest of your life if you take a break. I wasted 8 free semesters of school screwing off that I could have spent having fun doing anything but dragging myself to classes I didn't want to be in. I took a 3-year break and finished up in 4 more focused semesters. But still ended up with 25k in student loans that I simply wouldn't have had to pay if I wasn't such a hard-headed jackass. There's no shame in taking a break. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Don't try to force it and rack up a bunch of student loans you don't have to. I'm 25 now but I'm already in a situation I regret. I am currently pregnant, wasn't planned, and I can already agree with all the don't waste money on stupid things kind of stuff. I am extremely depressed about the pregnancy and I struggle with thinking of it in any positive way because I know I am stuck with that huge responsibility in the future. Not being able to travel. Scraping every last coin for every single meal. I was too afraid to lose my boyfriend who was really happy about the child, but I need to say I regret this every single day and the kid isn't even born yet. I wish you all just disappear. Just because you live somewhere with legalized marijuana doesn't mean you should be buying and smoking it every day. I've seen many people not pay rent, but buy weed because they can. Having children by the wrong person. Biggest mistake is not putting away a small piece of what they make. It is a basic concept. But put away % of your paycheck before you pay bills or do anything. Edit. I know. It doesn't seem like this applies to you. Right? Believe me. It does. If your check makes were 10% less you'd figure out a way. The reason we don't save is because we don't make ourselves the priority. Notice how rent gets paid every month? It's because you have decided that it is a priority. Going to college for the wrong thing and or not thinking about how your degree will apply to your future career goals. I don't care what your bubbly high school or college guidance counselor tells you, having a degree is not enough. You have to have the right degree. Goes back to flipping burgers. This may sound really stupid and poetic, but a big mistake one could make is not making enough mistakes. Your 20s are supposed to be a time of trial and error. I hope you take this with common sense. This does not mean to make the mistake of doing black tar heroin or sticking your fingers up an unwilling girl's skirt. Just do not encase yourself in this insecure bubble that will lead to deep regret later in life. Worrying about the rate you're completing life goals such as getting a dream job, apartment, house, marriage, etc. Worrying about not meeting expectations. Worrying about what others will think of you. Almost 30 still learning some of these. Thinking the thing they first chose to study in college is what they should stick with through the rest of their lives. Not traveling. Many people can travel later but you won't find yourself sleeping on a mat around a fire. bounded by circling coyotes in the middle of the Jordanian desert. Hours away from the nearest road signs that said 90 kilometers to Syria, Saudi Arabia, and or Iraq with 5 people you don't know and don't speak their language. Times like that only happen in your 20s because you are dumb enough to do it. It is amazing to look back on. I will completely encourage you to do it, but I would never do it again. Getting addicted to an opioid. Smoking. Cigarettes kill. Man. Just my luck I'd follow every little bit of advice in this thread. Have no fun. And get testicular cancer at 21 anyways. That's motivation enough for me to drink another fireball and play another game of Fortnite. I'm 26 now. Student from Germany. Here is my tip for people of any age. Money, if seeked, is a burden, like happiness. Go through all the stuff you own and tidy up your possessions. List every dollar you spend and all that comes in. If you have a good overview, you can manage your money better. The same with all of your possessions. Living rather minimalist and not running after cars and branded clothing is freeing and really helps take weight of your shoulders. Live is not at all about what you own. Sit down, alone, close your eyes and think of what you really want and need. Write it on a list and there you see what you need to go after. When you checked all the things on that list, you have made it. Marrying the wrong person. Avoid consumer debt. This is an easy number 1. Not taking education seriously enough. Yes, go to college. But also pick a good major. A good college. And do the work. Study hard. This is an investment that keeps on paying dividends. Develop good habits of eating well and work out regularly. Don't stop learning. Critical thinking skills. Financial literacy. Learning to play an instrument and any other interests you might have. Develop the habit of reading books and write. Not getting a routine of a healthy lifestyle. When older people say it gets a lot harder when you're older, they mean it. Not wearing sunscreen. Seriously, people wear sunscreen. Getting sunburned just once can triple your risk of melanoma later in life. I work with a lot of older hippies, construction workers, landscapers, and arborists, and a lot of them have skin cancer and they all really wish they had worn sunscreen. Listen to Baz Luhrmann and wear sunscreen. If you're concerned about certain chemicals in sunscreen, there's always alternatives. Also look into Korean sunscreens. They have amazing sunscreens that go on smooth just like lotion and don't leave you sticky or contain some of the harsh chemicals in American sunscreens. Make it a part of your daily routine and you'll appreciate it later in life. If you want to get nothing in return, you can like and join my Discord. There is a link in the description.